Okay, so the .NET platform, as it stands currently, latest and greatest version 6, and with .NET 5 started some of this, and .NET 6 kind of finished, making it cross-platform and open source and unifying the development platform for building anything. Now, there's a few rough edges when .NET first came out. For example, .NET MAUI didn't exactly make the cut for the .NET 6 release. And so the second quarter, just 1 quarter ago, Microsoft kind of finished up some of the things that they needed to and brought MAUI into the picture with Android and iOS and Windows and Mac. And so you can use that. But for .NET 6, you definitely want to be on Visual Studio 2022. VS Code is growing in popularity, but mostly with other languages and a subset of .NET workloads. For example, if you're looking to build a gaming app, or if you're looking to build IoT or Windows desktop or iOS or Android, you're gonna have to be on Visual Studio. Okay, VS Code, it basically runs on JavaScript, so it's great for web stuff. It's great for backend web APIs, great for web applications, and some other .NET workloads, but it's not going to get you the full breadth of the .NET platform. So if you're using Visual Studio and you're thinking, man, I hear all this stuff about VS Code, what should I use it for? VS Code works for a subset of things that you can do with full Visual Studio. So just keep that in mind. And there's a pretty big gap. Also, my recommendation for Visual Studio, you'll want to add in JetBrains ReSharper as well for code navigation and code forward. It brings in all of the goodness of IntelliJ into Visual Studio. And Visual Studio continues to get better around that, but ReSharper kind of fills in a lot of gaps. Also, interestingly enough, DevExpress is offering their CodeRush add-in for free now. So, if you're not using a developer experience add-in, whether it be ReSharper, whether it be CodeRush, give it a try, because pretty much everybody that uses one and one of the two is going to click with you, and then you won't imagine being able to do it without. So, all right, let's keep on moving up. You know what? Before we move on, I do want to touch one more thing with MAUI, because everybody keeps wondering, all right, when's the time when I should really devote some architectural proof of concept to a smartphone app for my organization? Maybe something simple, maybe just taking a current web application and wrapping it up in a smartphone shell and putting it in the App Store just to get some of the native capabilities of the smartphone instead of it being purely mobile web. And coming up just in a few weeks with .NET 7, the MAUI team has been hard at work on the tooling and controls. The iOS development story has been one that's had a lot of ongoing work. And just so you know, yes, it does still require you to pair a Mac OS computer to Visual Studio, so that compiling happens on the Mac. That's part of the licensing agreement with Apple. And this doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon. So whether you rent a Mac Mini from one of the Mac Mini hosting companies and just have one in the cloud that you link, or whether you put, a several-year-old Mac computer on your desk and link it that way, you will need some access to a Mac OS computer to pair with Visual Studio for compiling and packaging up releases for iOS.